Last time it was giving me issues. How's it, everybody? Are you guys doing great? I'm sure you guys can see that today I'm actually wearing red. It's actually red and black, but I want you guys to focus on the color red. And the reason is because we're going to talk about love today. We're going to talk about love, about girls, about boys, about this whole idea of being in a relationship. I think it's very interesting. Abantu babhaya bafithi bazubuhlungu la ngaphandle. Angiyazi ukuthi umjolo unyisile or what. But a lot of people nje this whole relationship thing yabahlula and stuff, you know what I mean? Bazakutshela ukuthi hey mjolo wanyisa. We're not getting it right and stuff like that. But the way I see it, I feel like the reason is because people they don't know what they want. Somebody angasho ukuthi hey mina ngifuna i-outi ye-pasta. Let's say you want a pasta, right? But and you're always wearing shorts in zinjalo. For me, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there's innocent people at church, but if you funukshata umuntu pasta, there's high chances that you're taller at church rather than emgrooving. So when you have to ask yourself, what is it that you want? What kind of family do you want? I think everybody has an idea what kind of husband they want one day in life, but we go out there in life and we compromise. Because the muntu omfunayo maybe I'm taller mara akakayenzi imali nento zinjalo, then you're like nah, I'd rather go for this person onemali even though akana le personality engiyifunayo from a guy. So the problem is not the guy that you meet, it's you. But at the end of the day, there's no guy who's going to force you to be in the relationship with them. Then you end up having 2 kids, nalo muntu niya-break-up. Then there's another person who wants to take you serious, and there's this baggage that you come with, and you complain, bangenze so by my ex and stuff like that. But we were not there at the time we were not there at the time. Yonke into imnandi manje, yonke into seyabheda. You guys have broken up now. We have to clean up everything. So sometimes we have to do a lot of self-introspection, and I'm not attacking women out there, but even guys, they have kids everywhere. When you get into a marriage, sometimes you are feeling imali yakho nje ukuthi yo guy umama kasandile le or nini maybe umama kasibusisa, like you complicating your lives. And I'm not saying that everything is going to be perfect. Sometimes I understand people are trying. A lot of people are actors out there. You understand that they are actors, meaning that you meet somebody who has the right personality that you want, and you give them a child, and sakaya change, sakaba player, and it seems like you and as a girl you are at fault. I do understand those situations, and I don't know what you have to do, you understand, but there's so many situations that we put ourselves in whereby we had control. Mesiyazi ukuthi lentombazana ayikho right for wena, uyambona ukuthi up and down, umbonile makahlangane nale outi leya, uyabona ama message abhedayo. Why ungaveli uphume da before izinto ziba serious, before sogcina uba nomntwana? So sometimes we see those red flags, right, and we ignore them. And sometimes I wonder, why is it that we ignore all these red flags nento zinjalo, so we have to do a serious self-introspection. And I want to talk to youngsters mainly. What I'm going to say, it might offend people who are a bit older or people who have dated and have made so many mistakes. You understand? Because at the end of the day, we have one life to live. You're not getting any younger. And as much as we do have some time, I'm not saying that when you are in your 30s, you have to get married or anything like that. But you have to consider your options very carefully. There's this thing that is very popular, man. A lot of people, they talk about the fact that women in their 20s, in their early 20s, they are at their peak. And they have to use their early 20s to secure the right person. You understand? So that I'm shot. Because the moment you get into your 30s, it's going to be hard. A lot of people now, a lot of guys are looking at girls who are in their 20s and it's so profound, guys. It's so true. A lot of women, when they are in their 20s, they are having a lot of fun. You understand? Bayenza whatever, born bashay happy, they're showing their bums, wearing skirts, and there's you know what? There's nothing wrong, man. It's your life to live. But at the end of the day, you are not using your beauty, your brains, your zeal to build maybe a great relationship, you are wasting it. Because at the end of the day, when you most of you are with 30, those looks will fade away a bit. You won't have time for certain things. And probably you will have a child. Because having a child when you are in your 30s, it's much harder. You understand? It's not like us, man. We can have children when we are 50, 40. And not that I recommend it, so to speak, but yeah, you cannot compare yourself with guys out there. And it's very true, Guti. As guys, when we are in our 20s, women don't take us seriously because obviously we're trying to make it in life, We're trying to hustle, put things together, man, And that happens when we are in our 30s. But what happens when we are in our 30s? Now we meet in Tangazit, but whatever. I'm like, why would I do that? Already you went through a lot of things. You went through a lot of men in your life. And that's not what we want. We want a girl who doesn't have, how can I put it? Who hasn't had a lot of sex in their life, you know what I mean? So it's very tricky, guys, you know what I mean? And I'm very sensitive towards this topic in general. But it's something that we all have to think about. We have to take accountability on what we do with our lives. Every guy wants a girl who hasn't had a lot of sex in their life.
This is KSD podcast.